Welcome to the Break Retest channel, and today we're going to show you something absolutely fascinating indeed, where we can interpret the zone that's here with several various options on how I can draw it. And one option is that I perceive this thin zone that's here. That's one option, where I have some corrective structure here, and I'm just drawing the zone right here, or I can't overlook this part. That means okay. And I will illustrate the zone specifically in this particular area, including this swing. Then it should look something like this. But I'll definitely leave both of them, and we'll absolutely try to trade both options. Both options indeed. Because I heard that I didn't trade it, because I didn't see if the zone is like this, or if it's this kind of zone. Certainly. There were some misunderstandings like this. Anyway, if you're not sure, don't trade. That's also the right decision on the other hand. So let's take a look at how it went further. She went up beautifully. She drew her bow. And now we've shot the arrow. Now we have that impulsive breakout which I need for trading. We have a clear zone, we have an impulsive breakout, so that's our setup. Now we just wait to make sure it's not a false break, which means we need a few candles and a nice slow pullback back. Now this definitely won't be about some false project anymore. It's undoubtedly clear that this is an impulsively driven zone. So now there are two setups. One is anyway, it's a short, and one is the setup. Of course, we place the stop loss behind the candle that started breaking through, so we put it behind that one. It's the same. So we place the stop loss behind it, and now the entry will be in front of this zone. Here I have a pin like this, so I have a zone here. And here I'll have the entry and that. I have it like this, and we go with a 2-to-1 money management, which means we need to have the take profit somewhere down here. That's the first setup. And the second setup is, because we're using that zoom style, which means I perceive this current zone that's here. That means I'll set up the second trade there. Again, short. So again, in front of the zone. Again, the stop loss is still in the same place, behind that breakout candle. And here, 2-to-1, it comes out somewhere here. Okay, so I have the setup mostly set. And now I'll leave both of those setups for you, just so we can see how one trade turns out and how the other trade turns out. When I perceive those zones, it's a question of whether it's one zone or if there are two zones there. So let's take a look at that. So we went down beautifully. That's great, because it's always better when the take profit is hidden behind the main swing, or actually below it, here, above it. So the price is starting to turn around, and we're speculating on the retest of that zone, on the retest. And that's happening too. The price is coming back to that zone. Here, the price has picked us up. So with the first trade, in that wider zone, we're already in the trade, and we're already heading towards profit. All right. The current price level isn't quite where we want it to be yet. I'll make a slight adjustment here, because it's retesting either this specific level or actually this upper zone. Now we'll observe which one it actually is. I'll just extend it a bit so we don't have to rush against time here. All right, play. We're still in the trade. It hasn't filled us yet. It didn't give us 2-to-1 with that wider zone. But what happened in the meantime is that we got picked up by the upper one, the second trade. The one that I considered to be the skinny zone has picked us up. That means we're now in both trades. We're fully in the trade now. Both waiting orders have picked us up. And we can see we might get both stop losses, but hopefully that won't happen. So the first trade has already kicked us out at that skinny zone, so we're already at take profit. There was a skinny zone, there was a smaller path to the take profit because the stop loss was smaller. And we've already got the 2-to-1 in the bag. For the second trade, we'll have to wait a little longer. But we're already at least 1-to-1. We've got that behind us. So come on, just come on. So beautiful. Now we've exited that trade. That also means setting up the second zone. It led us to that take profit. We had some corrective structure here. We had an impulsive fried one here, and there was a test here. And now the thing is, the traders I've communicated with said that we don't know if this zone is wide or the thinner one. As you can see here, it doesn't really matter. Even the thicker zone worked beautifully into one. As you can clearly see here, it really does not matter much. And that thicker zone, as you can observe, worked beautifully into one. And that deeper current zone, similarly, worked beautifully into one. The stop loss wasn't threatened in either case. Everything was fine. It was a planned break test. The crane happened, the pullback happened. Beautiful. And both of those trades were actually +2. So both of them could be traded beautifully into profit.